They were once on magazine covers and bedroom posters, but these teen heartthrobs are barely recognizable today. After making his film debut with A Nightmare on Elm Street, Johnny Depp quickly became a teenage heartthrob, which seemed to take him by surprise. Depp definitely wasn't a traditional pretty boy, and fans were drawn to him because of his edginess, which he was able to showcase in movies like Edward Scissorhands and Ed Wood. In the 2025 documentary series Tim Burton: Life in the Line, Depp revealed he was uncomfortable with his heartthrob status. He said in the doc, "I was completely freaked out by fame. Paparazzi would take pictures of me. People would whisper and point their finger and stuff. I felt like sort of this raw nerve on display."
It's very exciting. It's also very strange because you don't expect that.
Back then, he had a sharp jawline and distinctive dark eyes that seemed to stare into the souls of viewers. Today, it's evident that Depp's time in the spotlight has aged him. He now consistently rocks long hair and can usually be seen with facial hair and glasses. Furthermore, fans usually have to do a double take when he appears in films since he tends to completely change his look. Depp is unrecognizable in movies like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Alice in Wonderland. For his most recent movie, Day Drinker, Depp has undergone yet another transformation and has grey hair and striking blue contact lenses. It's clear that Depp has changed a lot since he first appeared on screens in the 80s. Some teen heartthrobs struggle to find roles when they get older since they are most popular with younger audiences. However, Leonardo DiCaprio successfully broke free from his teenage heartthrob image and has become one of the most successful actors in the world after emerging on the scene.
I'm the king of the world!
In the 90s, movies like Romeo and Juliet and Titanic had people obsessing over DiCaprio. The actor wasn't completely thrilled by the massive success of Titanic, though. In an interview with the New York Times, he admitted that he was bothered by his public image after the release of the film because he was defined by the media as a cutie pie. Thankfully, a slew of roles in the 21st century managed to change the public's perception of DiCaprio. Throughout his career, he has starred in acclaimed movies like Catch Me If You Can, The Wolf of Wall Street, and The Revenant, which earned him his first Oscar. Without a doubt, DiCaprio is no longer seen as a cutie pie. Instead of rocking striking blonde hair and acting like a lovable goofball in interviews, as was the case in the 90s, DiCaprio now has slicked back brown hair and seems to take himself quite seriously. He tends to let his facial hair grow and has even been spotted with a bushy beard in recent years. Brendan Fraser's roles in movies like Encino Man and School Ties cemented him as a teenage heartthrob in the early 90s. He came across as a perfect all-American young man, but also wasn't afraid to show off his wild side and take bold swings with characters. He went on to star in major movies like George of the Jungle and The Mummy. For a while, it seemed like Fraser might become the biggest star in Hollywood, but things didn't go that way. After a few flops, Fraser wasn't cast in any major Hollywood productions for years. In 2022, Fraser made a major comeback with The Whale, playing a 600-pound reclusive English teacher.
People are amazing.
While promoting this movie, it was evident that Fraser's appearance had changed a lot over the years. Nowadays, Fraser isn't nearly as ripped as he used to be. He may not be ready to swing around a jungle or fight supernatural monsters at a moment's notice, but fans were thrilled as he dominated the 2023 awards season and ended up winning Best Actor at the Academy Awards, which completed his comeback. During an appearance on Late Night with Seth Meyers in January 2023, Fraser reflected on his career comeback and stepping back into the spotlight. He said, "I feel like I'm still waiting for someone to walk in and tell me that the jig is up, you know?" People obsessed over Zac Efron after he starred as Troy Bolton in High School Musical. The success of the film led the actor to starring in 2 sequels and plenty of other hit movies, such as 17 Again and Charlie St. Cloud. On his rise in Hollywood, Efron became known for his longer hairstyle and bangs, but he has since parted ways with this look. Nowadays, Efron has shorter hair and usually has a beard, or at least a little bit of stubble. However, beyond these features, fans have noted that Efron's face has looked much different in recent years. These fans have specifically commented on his jaw, which appears much more prominent than when he was younger. Many people criticize the actor for getting plastic surgery, but that's not the case. In fact, in an interview with Men's Health, Efron revealed that he actually shattered his jaw after running through his house in socks and slipping, causing him to smash it on a granite counter.
Oh, it's funny, it sucked, I almost died, but we're good.
Because of this injury, the actor explained that his masseter muscles, which are used for chewing, grew very big and changed his appearance. Skeet Ulrich became a teenage heartthrob in the 90s thanks to his roles in horror films like The Craft and Scream.
Did you hate that? I felt like it took away from a little bit of what I was doing.
Paired with his good looks, Ulrich's unpredictable nature and character choices made him a fascinating actor to watch. Reflecting on the attention he received as a young actor in an interview with Cosmopolitan, Ulrich said, "As to where I sat on the heartthrob scale, I had no idea. There was no real barometer. Now that he usually rocks a beard, Ulrich looks almost unrecognizable today." However, fans were absolutely stunned by his muscles and swagger after he posted a TikTok in the summer of 2025, which he filmed with his daughter. In response to his appearance, one user commented, "Trust me, we have nothing but nice things to say about him." Even though he still looks great in his 50s, the actor admitted to Cosmopolitan that he doesn't like walking red carpets and having his picture taken. He said, "I never look how I thought I'd look. I'm like, I think I look pretty good tonight, and then I see the picture and I'm like, oh, I was very wrong." Audiences couldn't help but swoon over Freddie Prinze Jr. after watching him in movies like I Know What You Did Last Summer and She's All That. These films made him one of the most prominent teenage heartthrobs of the late 90s and early 2000s. However, as he told People, he decided to take a break from acting after his early successes to focus on being a present father. Therefore, instead of graduating from his teenage heartthrob persona and taking on more serious roles, Prinze Jr. largely stepped away from the spotlight.
I was kind of done acting. I was a full-time father.
Thankfully, he has made an acting comeback in recent years with films like Christmas with You, The Girl in the Pool, and the new I Know What You Did Last Summer entry. Now that he has grey hair and usually some stubble, Prinze Jr. looks much different than he did when he first broke out in Hollywood, but it's still great to see him in movies again. Superman is a superhero who has graced the big screen on numerous occasions, but Tom Welling actually played the character in the television series Smallville.
You were the miracle we prayed for. Now the world needs that same miracle.
This series, as well as his role in the Cheaper by the Dozen movies, cemented Welling as a teen heartthrob in the early 2000s. The actor's sharp jawline, piercing blue eyes, and boyish charm made him an amazing Superman in the series. But a lot has changed since Smallville went off air. At 48 years old, Welling is much older than he was when he starred in Smallville, and this is evident by the grey that is starting to creep into his hair. Additionally, he now usually rocks a beard or goatee, which would never be seen on an actor while they are playing the Man of Steel. To this day, Welling embraces his time playing Superman by consistently appearing at various fan conventions. Unfortunately, he was arrested and charged with DUI in early 2025. Welling looks unrecognizable in his mugshot photo, but hopefully all will be well with the former Superman actor. An actor should consider themselves lucky if they get to play a major character in one popular television show. In Milo Ventimiglia's case, he has starred in several hit shows. He first won over audiences as Jess on Gilmore Girls, where the character's bad boy edge quickly made Ventimiglia a teen heartthrob.
Too cool for school, huh?
Yes, that is me.
His success on the small screen didn't stop there. After Gilmore Girls ended, Ventimiglia also appeared on Heroes. These two shows kept Ventimiglia on people's television screens for most of the early 2000s. The actor's next hit show was This Is Us, which proved just how much he had changed since his time as a teenage heartthrob. Ventimiglia played a father and husband on the show, and sported much longer hair and a thick beard for most of the episodes. At most public appearances in recent years, Ventimiglia has had long hair and a beard, or at least some type of facial hair. However, the actor underwent a drastic transformation while filming the show I Will Find You. In set images from the show, Ventimiglia has a buzz cut and no facial hair, which makes him look even more unrecognizable from his Gilmore Girls and Heroes days. The OC is generally regarded as one of the best coming-of-age teen shows of all time, and Ben McKenzie's Ryan Atwood was at the center of its drama. McKenzie's brooding portrayal of Ryan quickly made him a teenage heartthrob. Since his time on the OC, McKenzie has starred in several other shows, such as Southland and Gotham. McKenzie still acts to this day, but he has also decided to make a surprising career pivot by becoming an outspoken voice in the cryptocurrency community. In his book, Easy Money, Cryptocurrency, Casino Capitalism, and the Golden Age of Fraud, and his documentary Everyone is Lying to You for Money, McKenzie criticizes cryptocurrency.
In my opinion, the cryptocurrency industry represents the largest Ponzi scheme in history.
In many ways, he now looks more like a banker and financial guru than an actor. McKenzie still has his signature short blonde hair that he rocked on the OC, but it's clear a lot has changed since he was deemed a teenage heartthrob in the early 2000s. Movies like Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging and Kick-Ass made Aaron Taylor Johnson a teenage heartthrob. Even though he played a nerd in Kick-Ass, Taylor Johnson has turned out to be quite the hunk. In the years since Kick-Ass released, he has fully embraced the superhero genre by starring in Avengers: Age of Ultron and Kraven the Hunter, which saw him undergo a dramatic physical transformation. Nowadays, Taylor Johnson is completely shredded and usually sports longer hair and a beard, which has led many people to view him as the perfect rugged man. In fact, while attending the 2025 Venice Film Festival festival, Taylor Johnson's beard was scruffier than ever. This proves that a lot has changed since Taylor Johnson was first on the rise in Hollywood in the early 2010s.